This is a spawn that I'm sure you have never thought of team hunting, or even seen people try it, but here you go, this is Oramond East. This spawn, as the name implies, is located to the east of Oramond. To get there, you likely will have to run through the south Minotaurs into the Tibia over here, and then go northeast from there and find the stairs to the spawn. Keep in mind that even if you don't have the shortcut straight to the city, you can still use the depot and buy supplies from the NPCs, but selling local items won't be possible unless you have the rank needed in the Aditionally quest. That is not a must-have, but you won't be able to sell most of the drops from here, which means it's harder to make some money back. Besides that, the creatures you find in here are the same Minotaurs you ran past in the south area, but adding on top of that the high class Minotaurs, which are slightly stronger. The level recommended, at least for the EK, is of over 150, because what made this spawn viable not only for team hunts but also for solo hunts for knights is the addition of the ranged SRS. That is a must-have in order to make decent experience here. So let's break down how to hunt the spawn. But first of all, there is two sides to the spawn. This first area, which only has the low class Minotaurs, and going up on either of these stairs leads you to the high class monsters. I'm mentioning this because sometimes the side with only regular Minos might be taken by someone else, and unfortunately you can't really share the spawn, you will need it entirely, but honestly it is rare for it to be taken to begin with. So let's move on with the lab. From the start, you do pulls as you walk clockwise. You could stop and kill 8 at a time, or constantly be on the move as the EK rests the ranged monsters. We went with the first option of clearing and moving after, but the second option should make the hunt slightly better on experience, but forcing the paladin to do most of the looting. After these 4 pulls, you go up twice on the middle stairs, where you start to encounter some high class Minos. Do 2 pulls on this floor, and then clear the rope spots. Each of them leads into a cave with around 5 high class Minos. These are dynamic spawns, which means it's not always the same creatures. For example, you could find 5 mutants one time and then 0 on the next lap. After clearing the 3 caves, go backwards to the main area, but this time go northeast, to the next area with high class Minotaurs. This one has a higher density of creatures from both types, so it is more dangerous and easier to overlure. For that reason, we will go counterclockwise through the edge of the spawn doing 5 pulls. As a knight, you will be mostly spamming your ranged SRS, however try to pay attention, as sometimes you might have enough melee monsters. And if you also turn to ranged creatures but don't have a space for them to go on you, then they just go for the shooters, making the hunt messy. Also, the damage of the creatures should be respected, especially when you get multiple high class on you. The combos start to get high and often. Keep in mind that most of the time, there will be the 8 creatures on melee plus some extra attacking from range. And a tip for using the ranged SRS is that if you target the creature directly and is close to the others, then it will bounce towards them and you make 3 creatures melee. But you can also target a monster in your box and it will mostly rest towards the direction of that monster, and in those cases it will turn 2 creatures melee, and using it without a target while running will depend on the creature hit first. Now with that aside, after you complete the lap here, then go back to the regular area, and this time you will go south. Here you will be doing 4 pulls on the way south. This might be unnecessary as you might not be close to overkilling, so after the 3rd pull, you could avoid the south one and go back to the start of the lap, but we were going there and also adding the upstairs pulls, which again, it might not be necessary and it could also lower the experience, since once you're done, then walking towards the first pull to restart the lap takes a while. Feel free to try it out skipping those last 2 pulls and see if you make a similar experience, which by the way for us it was around the 1.3kk raw, which is pretty decent and competitive with other spawns. However, even though you're killing 6 creatures, you are not likely to finish the high class Minos bestiary in here, or at least you shouldn't spend that much time here. I think doing the 3 regular Minos is enough, but that's up to you guys. Additionally, when it comes to profit, it's not a lot but usually enough to cover supplies, but it does have potential depending on the market of your server, as there is multiple creature products that are worth more in market, such as green and blue pieces of cloth and the mutant horns. These tend to be very valuable as people don't hunt much of them, and there is always some demand. Lastly, I recommend to at least pick up the task for killing Minos by saying hi minor to Terence on the way to the spawn, and then report and take it again upon leaving. That at least will give you 1 bonding point per hunt. Additionally, there is also some routes you can pick up on the main area for some extra bonding points for the Aditionally quest, which you might want to leave for the EK, so that he is able to sell loot eventually. And if you want to leave something else to the EK, like suggestions for more spawns, check out this playlist for more. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Tuna Hero, Night Star and Torto Slasher.